It's a magnificent hockey stadium in Kuala Lumpur, and we're getting ready for a men's match between Singapore and Myanmar. There is the National Hockey Stadium in Sport City. It's coming up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon local time. Still will be quite a warm kind of day to be playing hockey. But with the game in quarters these days, it's a little easier on the bodies and the stamina. This is 35 degrees though. Not much of a breeze to cool the players.
Welcome everyone to the men's hockey game between Singapore and Myanmar.
Memperkenalkan barisan pemain pasukan Singapura. Wei Fazli Rahman, Enrico Emarican, Jaspal Grewal, Dinesh Raj Vijayan, Akash Prebhash, Silas Noor Shah, Ferdaus Ashriq Zul'kepli, Vanderput, Norman Teo, Tan Yiru.
Apa tu saja yang susah untuk orang ni, kapten saja datang. Orang lain orang semua just play tu biasa. Okey.
Muhammad Sabri Yuhari dan Aidil Ibrahim. Jurulatih Rajan Krishnan dan pengurus pasukan Krishnasamy Rajaram.
Introducing lineup for Team Myanmar. Myint Ko, Thein Htike Oo, Myint Ko, Zar Ni, Hein Min Zaw, Nyein Aye, Htut Win, Thein Htike Oo, Thet Paing Tun, Thein Htike Oo, Thet Paing Tun, Nyein Aye, Ko Lin, Nyein Aye, and Ko Lin. Team manager.
So the lineups have been announced. The National Hockey Stadium. Particularly hot day for goalkeepers. Aung is the goalkeeper for Myanmar, and Wei for Singapore. Singapore to play in the blue and white strip, Myanmar the green.
Yeah, okay, come on.
These teams have played a match each, and both have had a win. Singapore with a 6-4 victory over Indonesia, and Myanmar beat Thailand 4-2. So they're well positioned very early on in the tournament. The favourites will be Malaysia. Our umpires Zakaria from Malaysia and Limu Wijaya from Indonesia.
Untuk makluman para hadirin, pasukan Singapura menaruh jersey berwarna putih biru, manakala pasukan Myanmar menaruh jersey berwarna hijau.
For your information, Team Singapore is in white and blue jersey, while Team Myanmar is in green jersey.
In progress.
That's how the starting lineup looks for Singapore, captained by Enrico Emarican.
Okay. In progress.
Quan Lee, or Gary Lee, also known as the backup goalkeeper. Rajan Krishnan has the job of getting the Singapore team as deep into the tournament as they can. They were silver medalists 2 years ago and bronze to Myanmar, so this shapes up as a very good match. Ko Lin is the starting goalkeeper for Myanmar. So it's pretty warm, it's sunny, it's still, and we're ready for a start. Might be out on the pitch a couple of minutes early. Got still 2 minutes to the top of the clock by my watch, and if they are to start exactly on time, the boys will be standing around for 2 minutes. We'll see if they allow them to get away early. Not a great idea making your teams stand around in the heat for a couple of minutes before they play, but we look set now. Singapore to start in possession. Long gone is the idea of a bully.
Ladies and gentlemen, the game will begin shortly, so let us all together do the 10 seconds countdown displayed on the screen.
So finally we're underway, right on time, 4 o'clock local. Singapore right to left, just reminding you, Myanmar in the green. Be some early nerves in this match that will mean a fair bit to both teams. They were medalists 2 years ago. I'd love to upset tournament favourites Malaysia down the track, but at the moment they've both got a win on the board, so come into this with a moderate amount of confidence. A miss hit there from Ko Lin. Still comes off though. Smack to the top of the circle, finds its way in, looking for a turn and a shot on the reverse. Has two goes at it. Thein Htike Oo just couldn't get a clean shot away. And in fact, give some credit there to Aidil Ibrahim, who had his stick right on the ball in defence. So it was a decent tackle from him. Bit of a soft turnover could give Myanmar a chance here. Tun plays it to the top of the circle, but it's well intercepted. Singapore haven't seen a lot of the action so far. Coming out of defence. Happy to play it across the back. Look for an open man. An empty channel. Spread wide by Wei Xuan. Miss hit. Easily cut out by Singapore. Trying to work it down this right flank, but again a fairly simple cut out. The overhead, quite a good one, but intercepted by Zul'kepli. Back to Emarican. Through Prebhash. Myanmar again going for the overhead. And the player receiving the ball must be given some space to bring it down safely, and Myanmar encroached a little too closely. Singapore finally working it into the attacking third. Good spread across to Noor Shah. Can't penetrate the circle though. Strong blast on the whistle. And the hit goes to Myanmar. Good tackle though from Emarican. Looking a bit promising down this left side. Kamsani. Man in space in the middle. Emarican has a second dip at it, but plenty of green shirts back. Oh, a soft one. Could pose some problems here. Kamsani. Just giving up under the pressure there of the second defender, Kamsani. Ten minutes left in the first quarter. No real shots on goal. The best chance coming the way of Myanmar very early, but there was too much defence in the circle from Singapore, and a shot on goal never really eventuated. Played up by Yuhari. Myint Ko. A nasty one we don't like to see. Oh, there's an elbow, and he's run into the shoulder or the elbow. Well, it's actually head to head as much as anything. Myint Ko. He's all right. Nearly. Grimacing as he jogs back to position. Just checking the space around him was Zul'kepli. Zul'kepli, nice run. Straight up the middle. And there's a bit of traffic between him and the intended recipient. So Myanmar make the important interception. Played well by Thein Htike Oo. Bouncing ball, difficult to trap for Thein Htike Oo. It's coming up a bit high, Myanmar, to put some pressure on, and that's actually given the release valve for Singapore to push further up. And steered out by Thet Paing Tun. Top of the circle, being careful not to give up possession here. And one for the crowd. He was looking for a Singapore stick inside the circle. Was Zul'kepli. With no attacking stick there, so the keeper, Ko Lin, happy to see the ball go into the net. It won't count from out there without a deflection. Nice run from Noor Shah. Noor Shah into the circle. Needs support. Tackle's too good for him. 7:45 left in the first. Pace starting to pick up a little. Players finding a rhythm of the game. So the back three, it's working around again, or direct channel open. Nice movement here. Vanderput still. Oh no, it came off his foot. He was pleading the opposite case. In Vanderput. Attacking opportunities pretty thin on the ground through the opening stages of this match. Yuhari looking for someone, and down in the corner they do have it. That was a good interception. Dwelt on it a bit long though. Got to be more urgent than that. Excellent pressure from Singapore. Played back again by Grewal. Grewal. Long overhead. Safely received by Myanmar. Defenders arrive, two of them. Spilled reception, and that opens the door a bit for Tun. Tun into the circle, still going. Good tackle. Long corner, Myanmar. Lifted, so that'll be Singapore ball. Dangerous. Can't keep it in. It was a tough one for all concerned. Norman Teo there, the Singapore player in attack. Myanmar made a bit of a mess of the overhead reception. Teo was there. It was very difficult height to deal with. Around about the hips. Bit over 4 minutes left in the first quarter, Singapore and Myanmar. There hasn't been too much in the way of circle penetrations. The defences holding strong. Noor Shah tries to get it back. Myanmar down the line. It's out off Ibrahim. And getting a little bit fiery. Tempers shortening up. That's Thein Htike Oo for Myanmar with a headband. He takes it. There's a lack of control on these hits towards the circle, and immediately blown in favour of the defensive team when that happens. That's just dangerous. No one can do much with that. And the umpires on the job blow that straight away. So 2:45 left in the first quarter. Would have been interesting to play advantage there. Myanmar surging towards the top of the circle. But the earlier tackle had to be whistled. So it's in a handy position, but they play it back, Myanmar. Can't find the top of the circle again. Free exchange of possession, and wasn't far from a useful ball, that one. Aiming to latch on to Nyein Aye.
Take water.
See, Shane was, well, he's a couple of metres away. Pass delivered more in perhaps hope than expectation. That one likewise, but if you get a spill trap like Singapore did there, they make a lot of ground quickly, even if they didn't receive it themselves. Finds its way over the back. Back to the 25. Strong defence again from Myanmar. It was Aung still with it. Myanmar. Prebhash going to have a sit down for a couple of minutes. Into the circle. Oh, the keeper's missed it. And the diving effort from Vanderput. It's a bit of a mess of it by Ko Lin. And that wasn't far from a goal for Vanderput. Just threw himself at it, but fortunately, hustling back was Myint Ko. The ball had been arcing towards the goal mouth. And Prebhash had the green card so he can refuel, but it does reduce Singapore to 10 men for a little while. Myanmar, just a few seconds left in the first quarter. Got a man in the circle, 2 in fact, but they couldn't get close enough to it. And Grewal for Singapore, goalkeeper unconcerned. And we've got no goals to show for the opening quarter in this match between Singapore and Myanmar.
Bring the water here, bring the water here. Let go.
Singapore down. Yeah, Shima, Shia. Asking tighten. Yeah. Libu, go. You know, Shima, mình đâu cũng được đâu. Đây rồi.
Second quarter action in the match between Myanmar and Singapore. Myanmar, left to right on your screens. Thet Paing Tun has to leave it. Aung, still waiting for our first penalty corner of the match. Tun on the fingers, I think. Zar Ni for Singapore. Still got a feeling that some of this match is about sorting each other out. There's a mishit and a chance for Singapore. Vijayjan played it poorly though into his opponent. Tan. Zul'kepli makes the easy interception. Teo throws his head back. He knows that was a poor pass. He was way ahead of his teammate with that delivery. Singapore making good progress down this right flank. Work it back towards the middle. Free hit, Singapore. They want to take it quickly. They do. Oh, pass it straight to Myanmar, who gratefully accept. Oh, it was nearly a good ball, aiming to pick up Thein Htike Oo. He looks likely. He's very busy at the attack end. Knows his way into the circle. Myanmar maybe have had the better chances. Had a pretty decent turn on that, did Aung. Aung. Well, their control letting them down at crucial times, Myanmar. That was delivered into the circle low enough, but the trap pushed the ball up, and the umpire, under the rules, doesn't have much option but to blow it. Came up in danger. Myanmar intercept on halfway through Thein, the captain. Loose pass that time from Nyein Aye. Only a green card here. Yes, for Myint Ko. He obstructed the Singapore player trying to come through. Ko was beaten and was doing his best to stop his man, illegally as it turned out. Aung over the ball for quite a long time here, and even though he fell over, he's still got a good pass away. Into the circle it comes. Aung's there, but it rebounds off the stick of Ibrahim, and Singapore out of trouble for the moment. Ko still on his seat after the obstruction call. I think it was a fair call too. He deliberately stepped into the way of the advancing Singapore player who'd beaten him. Well shepherded over the line by Ko Lin, keeper for Myanmar. Well, some delightful stick skills there from Zul'kepli. Comes to naught though. Myanmar have it on halfway. Ooh. To the top of the circle, and there's just no getting in there this time. Prebhash. Almost 5 minutes gone in the second quarter, and we've barely had a shot on goal. Emarican plays it across. He's trying to stretch Myanmar. Makes it into the circle. Hesitated before the exit, Myanmar, but they weren't punished. A bit fortunate there that there wasn't a shot from Singapore. Zul'kepli beats one. Zul'kepli through. Gets a free hit. I'll change the point of attack here. Prebhash. Beg your pardon. Grewal. It's about as close as they've come to creating something really dangerous. Demonstrage Prebhash against the 7 shirt. Thet Paing Tun spending some time off the pitch, so 11 on 10 at the moment for Singapore. What can they do with it? Ball makes its way into the circle, and it's played off the foot of Jalani. A 16-yard hit for Myanmar. Lengthy overhead. It's a great skill players have developed over the last few years. The The distance they can achieve with it covers a lot of territory. As a consequence, the players have had to learn how to bring down an overhead safely. If they're the player closest to it and they've got the opportunity to receive it, that's a skill that they've got to develop. Marican still. Plays it quickly. Marican. And away from another one. And he's looking for someone to deflect it. An adventurous run from Enrico Emarican. And no one could help him out in the circle. Eight minutes gone in the second quarter. Not sure where we're going to extract a goal from at the moment. Thein, the captain for Myanmar, made a good run. Cut out by Thein. Singapore rebounding. Should be able to work this into the circle. Plenty of defence there though. It was a great effort to get in there by Vanderput for Singapore, but numbers were back. Ball down the line from Ko Lin. Not accurate enough. Emarican restarts. Probably breathing pretty hard at the moment after working so industriously up around the Myanmar circle. Myanmar defence camped on halfway. This has come off of the Myanmar stick. Bounces back to halfway for Singapore now and get themselves reset. Someone's got to beat a couple of players, create something a bit special to prise open Myanmar defence. Likewise for them, they're getting down towards the circle and then it just stops. The execution's not quite there. He's left alone, so he keeps coming. Good effort from Zar Ni. All the way from fullback. Into the circle they come. Two in there for Myanmar. Or in a penalty corner. Again, I wondered if he blew that a little bit early. There was almost a chance for a shot there for Myanmar. The first penalty corner of the match. Yeah, that's a fair enough decision by the umpire to blow it in. So it's off a Singapore foot, obviously. Hein goes over for the drag. Let's see what they've got for us. Oh, please, Mr. Cameraman, you can't stand there. What are you doing? Anyway, out it comes. Penalty corner for Myanmar is good. Htut Win, the captain, and Zar Ni combining. It was almost straight at the keeper. Probably should have done something a bit more with that. And so laid off by Thein for Zar Ni. hits the backboard straight past Wei and Myanmar score. First penalty corner of the game, and they get a result. Pretty close to the 25th minute of the match. So under 4 now until half time. I think that Wei did not see that direction of the penalty corner all that clearly because he reacted a bit slowly. He did well to stay on his feet, but misread the direction. There was no deflection. Could have done a bit better. Now, chance for Singapore or timely tackle. Little reprimand on the run for Norman Teo. Carried on. Great tackle. Vanderput arrived, but couldn't create a second opportunity. So Myanmar 1-0. Under 3 left now in the second quarter. Emarican try and get something going here. So white shirts flooding forward, particularly on this left flank. Cross is a bit scrappy. Some appeals from Singapore might have come off a foot. Into the circle it goes. There are 5 green shirts back there though. Almost too slow to respond to that, Yuhari. Nearly gave Nyein Aye a look at it for Myanmar. Well, that gets into the circle, but there's no one at home for Singapore, at least not in that sector. Determined work from Teo. So 90 seconds left and Myanmar have it just outside the quarter. Tenzin Oo. Goalkeeper lets that one go. Aung jogs back. Big overhead. Time running out for Singapore to try and level before half time. Looking for space and opportunity down this left flank, and he's done well, has Teo. Teo, penalty corner for Singapore. And Myanmar saying no, no, no. They may have a referral here, but they're certainly going to have a chat about it. Leave it up to us, show the umpires. Wijaya and Zakaria are our umpires. Certainly seem to have hit a foot there, and he's claiming it came off his stick. Ko Lin. So his version of events is the one that stands. Have to try again and be very quick and efficient, Singapore. Zul'kepli. His opponent a bit close. And that'll just about do us, I think, for the first half. I'm asking for something to be retaken. Don't have to bother now. So that is half-time. And a penalty corner successfully converted by Zar Ni of Myanmar gives them a half-time lead over Singapore of 1-0. players take the pitch for the second half. And moving into the third quarter, it's Myanmar with the only goal of the game, courtesy of that man, number 4, Zar Ni, converting a penalty corner. Myint Ko starting the second half off the field, though, following a very late transgression at the end of the second quarter. Myanmar have been doing some serious preparation for this tournament, been up in Malaysia, fine-tuning their skills, getting some high-altitude opportunities also in China. So it shouldn't surprise that they got a good result first up against Thailand, 4-2. Really thrown some preparation at this tournament, and will they be first to penetrate the circuit? Gee, that looked like a push. He's all over him. A good shove in the back there for Hein Min Zaw. A bit unlucky, I think. Singapore got away with one. Umpire may have ruled that the attacking player made no more of it than there was. This one's into the circle. Can they get a shot away on the reverse? They can, and they score! Singapore have levelled very early in the second half. Goalkeeper got something on it. Shah has done really well on his reverse. Goalkeeper gets a glove to it. There to have scored it in if he was needed was Ian Vanderput, but he wasn't. Noor Shah gets one back for Singapore. One apiece. Silas Noor Shah in the 32nd minute. That's the way to take care of a deficit. That might free up Singapore a little. Circle penetrations in possession have been few and far between for Singapore in the match. And they'll have to redouble their efforts. So the first quarter and a bit, I wondered where these two teams would find a goal. They just didn't look to have the attacking skills, find the back of the net, but one through a penalty corner, and then a fine effort there from Silas Noor Shah. Into the circle they come once more. Abdul in the headband. And this one's got to come back. Yeah, Mohammed Hafiz Abdul did quite well for Singapore. Bobbling ball into the circle. But now it's Zar Ni, the goal scorer for Myanmar. Up to his captain, Tan. Zar Ni looking at the overhead, spotting a chance in that corner perhaps. Myanmar defenders too close. Jaspal Grewal leads it for Zul'kepli. Sends the overhead in return. Square ball from Nyein Aye. Swing and a miss from his namesake Thein Htike Oo. Good effort down that side from Enrico Emarican. Still has it, Emarican. And gets the free hit. 5 metres outside the circle. Ibrahim comes at it again. Not a third time though. And chance on the fast break for Myanmar. Aung back inside. Zaw dispossessed by Ibrahim. That's an important interception from Ko Lin. Game just starting to open up a little. Here's Zul'kepli. Some space in midfield being found. Oh. A good tackle. Desperate dive from Thein Htike Oo. 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Singapore finding an equaliser just after the resumption. Down goes Fazli Jalani. Thet Paing Tun takes a break. Player in the naughty chair, Thein Htike Oo. That looked to be a yellow card too, so it'll be off for a little bit longer. Prebhash. What can Singapore do with this advantage? That wasn't likely to result in anything. Too much defence there. Thein Htike Oo wants to take it quickly. Thein Htike Oo now. Very casually nutmegs his opponent, who in frustration comes back hard and illegally. So umpire's just got to try and calm this down. Thein Htike Oo again. And it comes to naught. Zul'kepli looks up, checks where everyone is. Zul'kepli again. Needs someone in space. Not a lot of space in that corner now for Kamsani. Halfway through the third quarter. Got a tied game. First goal came from penalty corner for Zar Ni for Myanmar after 25 minutes. And just after half-time, and Silas Noor Shah's goal. Both teams have had a win. Singapore over Indonesia 6-4. Myanmar over Thailand 4-2. Crossfield overhead is a good one. Singapore just opening things up here. Stood strong in the tackle, no shame. Myanmar working it back inside through Mong Hein. Still has it. Skipper takes it. Tan, crossfield, looking for a low ball into the circle. It's there too. There was half a chance for Myanmar, but no one close to the ball. Diving slap at the ball from Enrico Emarican. Made sure it didn't go out deep in Singapore's territory. Make Myanmar work hard for it again. But they don't look like they're afraid of work. Tan, the captain. Aye. And an elbow there. He's given the penalty corner from outside the circle, I do believe. Can be done. The umpire sees something he really doesn't like in this attacking quarter. Doesn't look to be that much in it. So second penalty corner for Myanmar. They scored from their first. Who's it to be? Well, Tan, captain, is set up to trap it again. Goal scorer Zar Ni is in 4. See if they have a variation for us. Wei didn't do so well. The keeper first time around for Singapore. Could have saved it this time. And it's a stroke. Now, umpires pointed straight to the spot. And now, the keeper will have to do it all on his own. Well, let's hit the defender in the body. And he had no hesitation in giving the penalty stroke. So again, it'll be Zar Ni. See if he can make it 2 for himself and his team. He does. Now, keeper, in fact, is Gary Lee in this second half. And he's been beaten by Zar Ni. Wei was the starting keeper. I mentioned that he did make a bit of a mess of the goal save in the second quarter, and he was replaced by Quan Gary Lee. Couldn't do much about the penalty stroke from Zar Ni, so now he's got 2. Singapore working it into the circle, need another response. They've equalised once. You have plenty of time to do it again. 5 minutes left in the third. Myanmar busy. And the free hit is just outside the circle. He was nearly in there, Tan. Myanmar mounting the pressure. They come out just outside the top of the circle. Flicked in. But there was no one on the end of that one from Htut Win. Myanmar coach there. Htut Win in the orange hat. He's a good player, Zar Ni. Made the Singapore attacker leave the ball behind. Up the line. Working their way towards the circle. They've got players lining up here. Oh, timely tackle. Akash Prebhash, if he wasn't there, it was going to be 3-1 Myanmar. A golden chance. They had a heap of players in the circle, and Prebhash is injured. Took one for the team, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the circle, Myanmar, and Prebhash made a crucial tackle. If they were 2 behind, it could have been too much. Just under 3.5 minutes left until three-quarter time. Myanmar with goals in both the second and third quarters. They've led twice. The overhead from Lin is proving useful. Nothing out of that. An appeal for maybe a Singapore foot, but the umpires are having none of it. Yuhari with the clearance. Zar Ni. Vanderput in front of him. Oh, put himself at risk, did Vanderput. Good control there from Ko Lin. Bouncing ball makes its way in. Untouched by an attacking stick. It's off a Myanmar foot, so Singapore happy to let it run out. Taken by Zul'kepli. Quick to chase it is Vanderput. Vanderput into the circle. Vanderput gets another look. And a penalty corner. He's worked hard to earn that. In Vanderput. Managed to find the foot of Ko Lin. So first penalty corner for Singapore. Ko Lin and his battery of defenders get themselves organised. So it'll be Vanderput with the drag. Singapore with the chance. And goes wide. Off the stick of Yuhari. Got plenty on it. And there's the goal. Seemingly out of nothing. Singapore have levelled. Just didn't see it off the line well enough, and Kamsani has taken his chance well. He was just waiting, hoping for a spilled ball that came to him, and he took his chance. So Kamsani scores, and we're tied up at 2. In the 44th. So 2 goals in this third quarter for Singapore. That means they've come from behind twice. Oh, this match is beautifully poised. Myanmar Some space opening up in midfield as players start to tire towards the end of the quarter. Half a minute left. Ooh, dangerous ball, high. Players ducked for cover. I think it hit Ibrahim on the hand. Singapore with a late half chance perhaps. Only 10 seconds left. Perhaps happy to just go to the break at 2-all. Not too much ambition about that. And that's all there'll be. Players are well aware of the time situation. It was 0-all at quarter time, 1-0 to Myanmar at half time, and at three-quarter time, 2 goals apiece between Singapore and Myanmar. Players hustling back on for the final quarter of this now fascinating match. Singapore and Myanmar, 2 goals all. Quite testing conditions. It's very still, pretty hot. Temperature still over 30 degrees. Just after 5 o'clock local time. Into the circle, looking for a foot on Singapore, but Norman Teo. Good defence in the circle to keep the feet out of the way and stick the only contact. Ibrahim finds its way back to him. Not prepared to risk it. And Thet Paing Tun asking for a card for his opponent. Aung plays it into the circle first time. Singapore with time to work it away. Yuhari just watching the bouncing ball. Got the benefit of the call in the end. Singapore with it. Teo. Not under too much pressure, but he made a pretty sloppy pass. It was difficult to receive that one. And That's off the foot of Thein Htike Oo. The umpire was a little slow to blow the whistle. Might have got some help from his partner. They're a team within themselves, the umpires. Ibrahim, Zul'kepli. "12 minutes left. Can we find a winner out of these two willing teams?" Norman Teo was looking for an assisting whistle there. None coming. Thein plays it square, forces his teammate to retreat to receive it. Thein gets it back. Oh, that's come off his foot. He just looked up at the wrong moment. Free hit Singapore. Good hard chase from Vanderput. Keeps it in. Works his way into the circle and gets a penalty corner. Hein Min Zaw may not like the call, but that was strong work from Vanderput. Firstly into the circle. His opponent falls over and just about sits on the ball. Well, they didn't score directly from their first penalty corner, but they did 20 seconds later. So this is a good place for Singapore to be. We're into the last quarter. The game's tied up. I'm not a huge fan of the cameraman being allowed on at these moments, really. It makes for a good picture, but putting himself a bit in the line of fire. Teo traps. Shots blocked. Second attempt. Keeper does well. Another penalty corner. Enrico Emarican with the attempt. Vanderput once more. They work up a good number of variations, these teams. Oh, another penalty corner. It's come up off the keeper into the defender. So Vanderput has copped one. He's coming to clean up the scraps here. It's cannoned off the keeper. Well, he's got plenty of protection, but Vanderput does not. He's tough though. Says, "Let me at it." So 3 penalty corners in a row. Ko Lin is the keeper for Myanmar. There's a bit of traffic coming his way. Singapore looking for the go-ahead goal. And again, keeper just cannot keep these shots down. Teo that time. Sorry, Zul'kepli. He is managing Ko Lin to get in the way of the shots, but he's not managing to send them straight to the turf. Vanderput resumes his normal position, ready for the drag. Push on a different angle this time, and Myanmar are going to see it away. That took some doing. That was a super trap, really, from Ko Wai from Myanmar. The ball was travelling. Ten minutes left. Singapore and Myanmar in their second game of the tournament are 2-2, and they've both had a win. Thein Htike Oo gets it again. Green shirts back there. Vanderput has a second dip at it. And the sticks clash. Vanderput saying that he was dragging at my stick. The umpire saw it differently. Nine and a half left. Who's it to be? Krishnasamy Rajaram, the manager for Singapore, and coach Rajan Krishnan. Can they conjure a win? He took a big swing at that, did Wong Hein. Tan. Usually scrappy pass from Myanmar captain Tan. He played himself out of trouble, Thein Htike Oo. Played it into his teammate there. Unlucky Nyein Aye. Zul'kepli doesn't play a good ball in, really. Halfway through the last quarter. Still looking for the decisive moment late in the game. It could determine the outcome. Zul'kepli into the circle and penalty corner. Yes, a little stick check right on the edge. Into the traffic. I believe this is the 5th penalty corner of the match for Singapore, and 3 in a row recently. They've certainly pushed a few in the direction of Ko Lin, and they keep one low and get one past him. Again, great defence on the line. Oh, another penalty corner. Swung at it twice. Eventually, it's hit a defender's foot. And Zar Ni doesn't like interpretation. Zul'kepli had the shot. Then it's come off the knee of Wong Hen. Vanderput again. They go back to one of the earlier options. They've got to be running out of options shortly. Well trapped. Oh. It's hit straight into Thet Paing. On the reverse, too high. The lifted ball in. So once more, Myanmar are able to see off the danger. drag was straight into a defender. Didn't even flinch. Myanmar's turn to perhaps penetrate the circle. Good interception. Well, I do wonder why you bothered to blow the whistle there when Singapore are in possession and moving upfield. It defeats the purpose of the advantage rule, in my view. The overhead. Oh, they've lost it. Zul'kepli had a very strong game on this right side for Singapore. In one of their best. Overhead backwards. Game option. What would these teams think of a draw? Would it satisfy them? I doubt it. The game's there to be won. You'd like to be the one that seizes the opportunity. 5.5 to go. 2-2. Who wants it more? Who's got the ability to seize the moment? Two defenders back there, or a couple of players just standing and watching. There might be a bit of fatigue coming in. Now they're a bit more desperate. Chance for Singapore on the break. And Myanmar are able to put some players behind the ball now. Emarican plays it. It's off the foot of Wei Xuan. Zul'kepli looking around for someone who wants the ball. Players tired now. 4 and a bit minutes left. Second half particularly has been played at a good pace. Just looked up at the wrong moment and failed to get a good pass away. So Singapore's turn. Vanderput moves his stick behind his back. Vanderput still has it. No corner out of that one. Noor, I think, felt he was stick checked here. I don't think he's got a case. Just over 3 minutes left. Jaspal Grewal is back on for Singapore. Here comes Myanmar down the right. Oh, good dummy. Player in the corner to try and work it to the circle. That's the free hit. Takes it smartly. Now they're into the circle. Now they can shoot. Oh, no, they can't. Penalty corner. Challenge is not fair. In view of the umpire, gives a penalty corner. Well, here's Myanmar's moment. Sabri Yuhari feels that his challenge was all right. The umpire does not agree. Zar Ni is the man to watch. He's scored both of Myanmar's goals, one from a penalty corner and one from a stroke. Gary Lee is the keeper. Zar Ni is ready. Here he is. Norman Teo is in trouble. Taking one right on the kneecap. Ouch. Umpires have a discussion here about whether it's another penalty corner. Gary Lee is the man under the most pressure here, if there is to be another penalty corner. Which there is. Myanmar with a chance to win the game. Oh, that's not come out properly at all, the drag. Sometimes the mismanaged penalty corners still bring something, because nobody's expecting that. Not this time. So it was a poor drag by Thein Htike Oo. It deprived Myanmar of a realistic chance at that one. Still a minute 50 left. That's time enough. Time to work it into the circle. And if you can't get a shot, see if you can find a foot. That won't help. Singapore have been under all sorts of pressure the last few minutes. Maybe they will be in the bigger picture more satisfied with a draw than Myanmar. Well, they've come from behind twice, Singapore. Gutsy game from them. 70 seconds left. Grewal. Grewal again. Needs to find someone in the circle. He's managed to do that. Shot on the reverse is kicked away by Ko Lin. Deflection off his leg wasn't far from a Singapore player, but the umpires blew play on. Now it's Myanmar's chance. Nobody back there. Into the circle once more. Out it comes. Singapore desperate to see it upfield. Maybe still create something. 15 seconds left. Oh no. And the head goes back. He's played so well, Ian Vanderput. That's an exhausted body. And a frustrated Tun Win Tan bounces the ball. Coaches shake hands. Players thinking about what could have been. We saw a pretty good match in the end. And full time in this fixture between Singapore and Myanmar. Silver and bronze medalists from 2 years ago. And we couldn't separate them today. Singapore 2, Myanmar 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the final whistle blown, marks the end of the match between Singapore and Myanmar with the score Singapore 2, Myanmar 2.
dan perlawanan hoki lelaki antara pasukan Malaysia menentang pasukan Indonesia jam 8 malam di pitch 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to watch the next women's hockey game between Singapore against Malaysia at 6 p.m. here in pitch 1. And men's hockey match between Malaysia against Indonesia at 8 p.m. here at pitch 1.
Terima kasih kepada para hadirin atas sokongan yang padu kepada pasukan-pasukan yang bertanding. Jumpa lagi di perlawanan yang seterusnya.
Thank you to everyone who came to play.